January 4th, January 14th, 2025, 2:45 p.m. I bought myself a char siu fan because I just want to eat a char siu fan, honestly. Still costs like fucking $17 or some shit like that, but I'm terribly hungry. And I was talking to someone, and she had said that nature centers her. How when she grew up, wow, that's fucking beautiful. Look at that. You probably can't get a very good view of this, but this is... I love it. She was talking about how nature centers her. It makes her at peace. And I'm thinking about how I grew up mostly in isolation, mostly in negativity, and how, from my point of view, I don't have a family. I don't really have a home. And it makes me sad. It's a very somber thought. And now that I think about it, I think that is who I am. I don't have a family, really. I don't have a home. I don't even really have a culture I can say that I align with or that I feel part of. I'm not a part of anything. I think, to a degree, I'm probably one of the loneliest people in the world. And I know that there are people who like me. There are people who care about me, but I don't know. There's some type of internal mental barrier, some type of internal mental block, and is telling me that I don't have it. I don't have those people. I don't got people. I don't got a place. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. Home isn't just the location itself, it's the people in your life. I don't know. So it makes me want to cry. It makes me want to mourn the tragedy that is this life. And I know that my life isn't even that terrible. It's not that bad. I can eat food, you know. I got clothes. I got a horseless carriage. Life is good, and yet it doesn't feel like I'm living life. But that's besides the point. This is my first meal of the day, 2:45 p.m., maybe a little over that. That's bullshit. There's no way that they only put soy sauce on this. Bullshit. I love it. I fucking love it. I'm enjoying the food. Don't get me wrong. I'm just thinking about life. And this time when I got the char siu fan, I got full rice. I mean, full sauce and everything. Tastes really fucking good. Delicious. But man, it really wets the rice to such a degree. No wonder you can't eat it. Like, never order it like 10 minutes away. You need to order it and like just when you're about to eat it, because otherwise the rice will get soggy due to the sauces, and that's never any good, eh? Interesting. Okay. Greatest tragedy, but the most romantic tragedy. The desire to be loved solely for who you are. And yet that sentiment cannot truly exist. Not in real life, mostly. Mm. Emotion is what gives life color. When you try to suppress your emotions, to numb yourself, to steal yourself, to close your heart, the world becomes almost mechanical. And although it is easier to function, you aren't truly living. I think that emotion is the equivalent to looking at life in color. And when you are not able to navigate life healthily with emotion, you don't feel like a person. Emotion is fundamental to what it means to be human. But the trick that I believe many people struggle with is finding balance. That's always the secret to life. Everything is always trying to find balance. That's all it really fucking is. It's just balance. That's it. But how you get that is gonna differ from person to person, right? Balance isn't exactly just in the middle. It's a balance is a homeostasis that works for the individual, case by case basis. I love this so fucking much. Fucking delicious. I feel great. I feel fucking great. And I'm not being sarcastic. I feel better. My stomach has food in it. Took a fat shit earlier at 11, I think. And then a little bit at 2. What I'm trying to say is that my bodily systems are going and working. And, you know, you can't necessarily pump gas into a car that still is full of gas. So, life is good. I'm able to eat. And, I'm happy I got food to eat. Fucking delicious, but I think I have to limit this to only like once a week. Once every 2 weeks. I can't be eating this that often. Fucking delicious though. Like, genuinely one of my favorite meals. And not the most positive of notes today, but honestly, that's what life is, right? Ups and downs. Life is just full of ups and downs. Mad wild, that man. I see a man with a baby and they're gonna cross the street. This is not like a stop sign crossing. Mad wild. And I think about how when I was young, I was so desperate to find love. And I think I understand why now. I think even back then as a kid, I didn't feel like I had a home. I had a family. On paper, I may have a home, I may have a family, doesn't feel like I have it. Because overwhelmingly, the home experience has just been negative. And when it is negative, what do you expect a kid to do except to isolate? And now I'm 26. Turned 26 not too long ago. I feel like I'm not a person. There's no life in isolation. Fundamentally, we need people in our lives. Because only being alone and never having a reference point with other people, you don't grow as much. You have no sense of reality. And it's the most ironic thing too, where in my experience, isolation is the most strangely peaceful things, because you can truly be free however as you desire to be, and at the same time it carries the risk of having such crippling loneliness. I want to say not even just crippling, but like, I don't want to say a fatal loneliness, but it's really, it fucks you up. I'm realizing. And like, you can say, oh, you know, there's people in your life and, you know, people who care about you, but I don't know. I think internally, it is how you perceive things. And until your internal perception is able to connect and match real life, you're still a little fucked. And I think that's the same thing with therapy too. For me, it's in regards to like relationships and love and connection. But I think that's what people struggle with now that I think about it in real life. Your internal perception is not matching up with reality. Okay, so what is reality and what's my internal perception? And that's why writing works, because writing allows us to not let our emotions bias our perception. But it's very hard to be 100% objective. And that's why for me, the past few days, few weeks have been so full of internal conflict, because I'm trying to understand whether or not my internal perception matches with reality. I can say that I love you, and I can try to logic whether or not these feelings are real. But then comes the issue of, is this even real? I don't know. And then, there's the conversation of like, oh, well, things are real when they exist and when they become real. Even if it's not real in the beginning, eventually at some point it does become real. That's crazy. Well, time to go home.